What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another podcast. We have a special one for you today. I got Will with me, I got JDH, and I got the one and only that's been missing in action, Car Reptiles. So we do have some big news, but right now let's introduce JDH, known as Dave. Roll that intro. So there is Dave's intro real quick. So we're going to mix it up a little bit, guys. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this here. I'm going to bring them all out here. Will, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not doing too bad. Car, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Not too bad myself, dude. And Dave, how are you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Doing good. Thank you.
Good. So we have quite a panel here today. I figured I'd mix it up a little bit. So how I'm going to mix this up is I'm going to do one-on-one with Will and Dave and Car and Dave. I'm just going to kind of send the background so you guys can interview him, do some questions a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. But you guys start on the show, and the other two will be in the background. So we're going to mix this up a little bit, and then we'll all come in together, and we'll talk, snakes and, the reptile business and stuff. That's how we do it. So right now, we're going to have Car and...
Nice.
What's going on?
Oh, how's it going, Dave?
Pretty good.
Well, I guess I'm new to hearing about you, which you're probably new to hearing about me. What would you be known for? What do you want to be known for? Is there a certain project you're shooting for, or a certain gene you want to be known for?
I don't know if there's anything specifically that I would be known for outside of maybe working the Lori gene pretty big.
Lori gene? Okay.
Yep. We do genetic stripe. We've been screwing around with Sunset for multiple years.
Okay.
Hurricane. Last year we made some G-stripe clowns, but I would say the biggest thing is probably the Lori stuff.
Okay. You got any cool morphs right now with some Lori in it? There's something you'd like to show?
Oh, I could probably show. So I got a super Lori that's really nice.
Okay. I've seen those super Lori leopards. Those are pretty cool.
I think they look very similar. The matter of fact, in the intro, that was a super Lori in that intro.
Oh, okay.
Gigantic looking animal.
Yep.
Dude, it's a hard gene to get something really crazy with. We did Orange Dream with it last year, and it looks nice. It's crisp. It's clean, but it's not bright. It's really, really dark. Matter of fact, I have one of those right.
Yeah, that's it.
So that is Orange Dream and Lori.
Oh, nice.
So, it's real crisp, real clean. The dorsal's got some bright spots in it. But, if you didn't know this had Orange Dream in a pairing, you probably would never guess it because it doesn't have that typical Orange Dream look.
Right.
So,
it definitely looks different.
Yeah, we're still working a bunch of different things. We've done Enchi and Lori, which is a lilac, Cinnamon and Lori, which looks really close to the super. And it's actually like a green and brown animal as it grows up. Matter of fact, I can show you our breeder female here. This is a Cinnamon Lori.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it definitely changes the pattern.
And brown, and it's a lilac also. So, but the super looks xanthic.
Okay.
So
do they hold that xanthic color like throughout adulthood too?
Yeah. So like this male here.
Well, I gotta ask too, Dave, while you're getting that real quick. Where are the? Because I was waiting for Carr to say it, but what do you look for in the Lori gene of how to ID it for people that aren't familiar with it?
So I could show you. So that's the super. Real nice and silver. He's 2.5 years old. So, he's definitely a full-grown male. I'll grab a Nor or a single gene and show you. It's pretty simple actually. It's very cinnamon like, but it's got more of a chocolatey color to it.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest thing you're going to see if you were to hold one of these next to a cinnamon, especially as a hatchling, is the eyebrows on a Lori have really dark black bands around them, real dark borders, and a cinnamon is really faded out. But they've got eyebrows like black pastels on them. I mean, it's in that complex. It's just a little bit wackier of a pattern than your typical cinnamon or black pastel. But it's actually, if you're working alongside cinnamon and black pastel, it's pretty easy to notice when you have made a handful of them. Mix it with other genes, it's pretty easy to notice though, compared to a normal.
Right. Yeah, it definitely looks different from a normal. So what are you going with the Lori? You getting into any recessives right now?
Oh, so we're trying to make Super Lori albinos. We're doing Super Lori Xanthic G stripes this year.
Oh, wow.
So we've been producing double hets with those. And this year, hopefully, we'll hit the double recessive. Trying to think, we had a couple. Try to think here. Lori, basically like an onyx. So we did a Lori black pastel or a Lori black pewter that we're also going to do in albino. So, but that's about. I think we're going to push it into clown and potentially into monarch next.
Oh, wow. Monarch would be a good one. Give it a dark color to it.
Yep, definitely. I'd like to get a couple 2 or 3 gene Lori combos first though, before I put it into many recessives. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just wasting time there.
Right. That's true. Oh, look, we got Will we got Will now.
Yeah, I'm in here.
He said, "I'm up in here."
We're all up in here now. How long have you been breeding for, Dave?
Since 2018. So this is 5th year.
Here's your 5th year and stuff.
Yep.
How many snakes are you working with right now?
Last time I counted in this room, I have, not including the handful left for sale, I think we're at like 175 holdbacks and breeders.
Are you full time?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I run like 3 different businesses, but I don't have like a 9-to-5 job anymore.
Right.
So this is pretty much full time.
Gotcha. What other genes are you working with as well?
Like I said, Hurricane, Monarch, Sunset.
What you got sunset wise?
So I have a male Coral Glow Lesser Sunset, possible Enchi, and I have a visual female Black Pewter Sunset.
Can we see that Coral Glow one?
No, he's currently breeding.
Oh, he's breeding. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of that DG Sunset that Miguel produced?
That's pretty nice. I'm hoping it'll hold the color and stop it from browning out over time.
Correct. That's my problem with Sunset too.
Yep. It's funny because it's really Jamie's project more than anything. I really like it, and I'd really like to see it in a handful of things we have here. But she likes the dark side of it, and I'll be honest with you, I love it in the Coral Glow because even as that male's he's like a year and a half old now, he is still just glowing orange in color. So he looks amazing. He's not dark and faded out.
Quite interesting. How many clutches are you doing a year right now?
Last year we did, what was it? I think we did 42 last year.
42, man.
I aim to breed 55 females a year. We usually have 10 or so that don't go, sometimes a little more. This year I think it's going to be a slow year. I think we're going to probably hit 40 to 45, somewhere in there.
Dang.
It's always a late year for us is the problem, though. We get into it so late. Like, we've been breeding some of our girls since mid-November, and I'm just waiting for eggs. I haven't had any eggs drop yet.
just had the first. I just had the first clutch of this year drop. So
I saw that. I saw that. I'm a little jealous.
That's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. I should have, I hope, 2 more by the end of the week drop.
Nice.
So we'll see. They're nesting pretty hard right now, so I'm going to be surprised.
I think our first set of eggs will be right around the first week of next month.
Yeah, that's about like normally like where I'm at is like middle of March. Like this is going to be the first season of it actually being a bigger season for me. I just did the 1 clutch last year, so I know Car, you just had a clutch too, didn't you?
Yep, I just had one too. Super Fire. It's like possible for 5 different genes. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah.
Now I don't even know who the dad is because there's 2 different dads.
Yeah, it's going to be a. What do you think this snake is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's your daddy?
It's going to be who's your daddy. That's how this one's going to be too. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be the first more exciting egg clutch cutting because I don't know who sired it.
Oh, that's the one you just had eggs from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one. That was a blackhead. Was a blackhead pin hypo to either a red stripe NG clown or the leopard DG hypo boy. So, but there was also one time that I did pair the blackhead NG GHI yellow belly boy to her too to get her going because nothing else would breed at that time. So that's always a possibility too. That would kind of suck. I mean, I mean, it would be bad because everything would be 100% het hypo. If I get like a super blackhead that's het hypo, like if it were, like, that'd be the best case scenario on that one. But I don't know. We'll see.
It's always fun.
Oh yeah,
it's always fun, man. It's always fun. So, Dave, what are your long-term plans or whatever? You have any big projects you're shooting for that are 6 years out or anything?
I think the biggest ones right now we produced last year, which was let's see, they're all lessers. Unfortunately, they're all lessers. But I got a 1.2 triple het VPI Xanthic G-stripe clown.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
And then produced 2 years ago. So I was hoping they would breed this year, but I don't think they're going to. And they are albino VPI Xanthic G-stripes. So cool. True ghost G-stripes.
Right. That'd be pretty cool. I know Will just had you should have a clutch cut in here by the end of April, right?
Yeah. I should have 2. I'll have one's due around the 16th and one's due around the 19th.
What was the pairing of those?
One was the banana champagne enchi het hypo to a banana enchi.
Okay.
And the other one was that big normal that I haven't.
Oh, you think that's weird? That produced that weird clutch or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one from last year. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
When did you breed that?
The bamboo, my bamboo spider enchi to try to get the bamboo out of it because that one's got a severe neurological issue.
Oh yeah, that's that one that's freaking derp.
Yeah, that's this one.
So if you guys want to see what snake wobble looks like, we'll show you. Here we go. We'll show you what dirt snake looks like. And of course, he's not really doing it. Yep, there it is. That ain't normal.
Oh, nice.
So if you
can see, he eats.
He eats.
Will.
Little dirt.
I got him for the bamboo. That's what I wanted.
Right, I remember you saying that.
So now, hopefully, out of the 3 eggs that were good out of that clutch, I get a bamboo.
Right. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So I know, Dave. It's like when you say you've been breeding for 5 years now. I'm going to ask you on a business standpoint of it. How much did you initially invest in it?
Oh man, I bet out of pocket we easily have somewhere in that close to 70K.
Okay.
That's what I'd say over the last probably 3.5 to 4 years. We probably out of pocket dished about 70K into it.
Right. I did that in about 2. Is that with your equipment and shit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
everything. I mean,
it's expensive.
that's building the room. That's all the racks. That's basically everything but the lights and the heat.
Right, for
I
sure.
don't know to it.
Right.
So you said that you invested $70K in it, say 5 years ago. So what are you profiting now for people that are getting into this as a business wise? So they have an idea.
I would say, so last year, we were right just shy about 80 grand is what we made.
For that year.
Correct. For the
what
season.
You sold. So that
this
was
year I'd like to
for
say
that 1 year. So you got your initial investment back just off of last year. That's
yeah,
I
think last year was when we actually started being in the black. So
you mean the red?
No, we're out of the red into the black. So into the good.
Oh yeah, I call it the green.
Yeah.
What up, LKB? Well, that's quite interesting, actually. So I've always are you? I know you're in Michigan and stuff. So are you LLC'd and stuff over there?
I am not currently an LLC. I will be this year though. I've put it off because I wanted to make sure that with the rents, with this and everything else, that we kind of made sure we were going to be in it long term.
Yeah.
And then we decide this year we're going to go through and do it all. So, but I mean, it's funny though. People tie a lot to LLC. I think that's more for insurance because I still pay the taxes on everything that I receive funds wise. So
not because you can deduct all your material costs and your breeders off of it.
Yeah, which I haven't done any of that yet. So
yeah, I do that. So I deduct depreciate my breeders that I buy and all the rat stuff, all the rat food, all the snake bedding, even your snake equipment, you can deduct it all.
Yeah, no, I've decided to wait until we decide this year we're going to set it up, but we haven't yet.
Gotcha. That's cool, man. It's good information for people to know. So
yep, I think a lot of people jump into doing that, and not say it's a bad thing to do, especially if it takes liability off you.
Right.
But if you get into it, a lot of people are so gung ho about doing this, and then in 18 months they're out the door because they realize how much time and investment they just waste all that to do it. So I say get a couple of years under your belt, make sure you're going to be in it long term, and then start going forward.
I agree 100%, but I knew I was going to be in it long term anyhow, so I decided to take my tax deductions off of it. So that was my mindset on it. So I'm going to leave you with Will one-on-one. So Will, you're going to interview Dave. We're going to do some one-on-one with Will. Get Will in this podcast a little bit. So
I think he should interview me. He's been breeding longer than I have.
That's why I'm a perfect person for you to interview. Ask all the questions you got.
I don't know. I don't have any really. Like you said, you're doing Sunset.
Yep.
I was gonna say I'm paying on a pair of those from Kai from Lucas Landed. It's a double head Sunset pies. But is there any markers that you know of?
I'll be honest with you. Here's my problem. So when we first invested in Sunset, we bought probably about close to $5,000 worth of hets, and every one of them turned out to be fake hets. So after 3 years of breeding them, we produced 0 Sunsets.
Time out real quick, Dave. I remember you.
Dude, I'm very public about it. All except for
I remember you making those videos about it because you had a pair. Didn't you have a pair or two of VPIs that were fake hets?
No, just the Sunsets.
It was just the Sunsets.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But we got probably $5,000 or more wrapped in a bunch of fake hats. So I have no idea. This will be the first year where we'll hopefully produce a visual clutch. And with that male, we're going to produce a bunch of hets because he's gone to 5 girls this year. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you at the end of this year what I noticed in between all the hets. But I have no idea because I don't think I've produced a het yet.
Did you produce? Did you buy those from a reliable person, or was it someone that was just kind of?
I bought them from somebody who you see at Tinley Park on an annual basis, and he hangs out with a lot of people who work the project as well.
Really?
Yeah. So this year, when I bought, or this last year when I bought this male, I actually bought this from David Levinston. So
Right.
he's the only person otherwise that knows who I bought him from, because he's been in the same boat and bought some fake hats and over the years, and we discussed it. So when I saw him last October at Tinley, I had messaged him previously about buying a Sunset. This is the second time I talked to him about it, and they had just came out of the egg before he left to go to Tinley. So the Monday afterwards, he called me and we talked about it, and he said, well, I have this one male left. Here's how much he is. Do you want him? And I said, send him over.
Right.
So we weren't playing around. We just bought him up.
That's kind of grimy.
Man, it is. It is. You know, especially when you spend that kind of money. It's so shady. So I mean, don't get me wrong, a couple were purchased as pos hats. But now that I know the what he's done to other people, I know they were probably never pos hats either. It was all just a lie.
Right.
But two of them were supposed to be 100%
people
hats.
to buy them.
Yep. Well, me specifically. So
what year were you on when you bought those fake hats? Like, were you on like
first year? Dude, I bought them in 2018.
Yeah.
Yep. They were a huge project for us. We bought 5 animals, and we waited out. And in 2 years, we had, over the last 3 years, of breeding them, we've had 3 different clutches from each of them. And I've even tried moving the males around to different females, tried different ways. Nothing. Zero.
Nothing.
So we kept 1 female.
How many clutches out of those 5 pos hats did you have?
Well, 3 of them were females.
Did you try 2 years?
Yes, 3 of them were females. Each one of them gave us 2 clutches each. So
not one visual sunset.
Not one visual. Nope, not one visual.
How many eggs did you have, you think, in total?
Total was, I think it was, I want to say 58 eggs between the 6
Yeah, safe to say.
I'll be the first one to say anything's possible. I have heard people say they've had females go 3, 4, 5 times before they produce, so that's possible. And that's the biggest reason why I've never dunked anybody's name on this.
Right.
But at the end of it all, hey, come on. When you play that hard of a gene, spend that kind of money, you can't continue to lay those females every year and just take up tub space, food, and everything. You got to eventually cut your losses. So I sold them all as what they were. One was a calico, one was a pastel, the rest were normals. I sold them for all like less than $200 a piece. Like, here you go. Have fun. Enjoy.
Dang.
So maybe someone will get lucky. I doubt it. But it ain't going to be on my shoulders. I gave them away for what they were worth as what you could visually see. And that's it.
That's nuts, dude. Was that your biggest loss?
As far as a project goes, yeah. I've had a female get egg bound and die once. She was probably about, I want to say she was like a $1,200 girl when I bought her as a hatchling. It was her first year. So, I mean, I had 2 years into growing her up and food and everything else, and we never got any eggs out of her. But, yeah, I'd say it's probably our biggest loss.
The biggest loss is that project.
Yep.
Damn, that sucks.
So, from here on out, I've told everybody, take it from me, unless, like, for instance, we make a lot of pot set tri-stripes here because we have 100% hets that we make visuals with. So I'll sell those to people, you know, maybe $100 more than whatever an albino normal is. But other than that, I'm like, don't buy pot hats anymore. It ain't worth it, guys. It really isn't. Just save your money and either buy 100% hat from somebody you know that you could trust or buy a visual. You'll save more in money spending the money than you will the time, the feeding, the rack space, everything else when they don't produce for you.
There you go.
There's just zero way around it. I don't care what anybody says. You will not make it up if you find out they are not het.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You didn't ask to see any pictures of that pairing that produced those offspring for that sunset, for those past sunsets or anything.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
That's always keep. I always keep pictures of that too, just in case, like those, those triple and double heads or whatever. Like, yeah, they're 100%. Like here's the pairing, here's the picture of it.
That's the biggest reason why I started the YouTube channel.
Right.
It was to track everything. Everybody could see my cuttings. They could see the animals when they come out. All of them are labeled with the clutch numbers on videos, everything. I can go back through any of my videos and say, here's where your animal came out of. Yep. It's in that egg right there.
That's why I did it. That's why I kind of did it too, kind of like a journal as well. That's why I do the Instagram too. Same thing. So I'm gonna leave you with these two for a little bit.
Okay.
Do you do anything other than ball pythons, or is it just ball pythons?
So Jamie has Western hognoses, and hopefully I'll have a clutch of those here this week. I do have some spotted pythons I'm growing up, and as far as breeding wise, that is it. I do have a false water cobra, and I have a couple giant Madagascar hognoses. We're actually selling those. We're not going to keep those any longer. But yeah, as far as breeding, it's just the ball pythons right now, Western hognose, and the spotted pythons, hopefully this year or next year.
Very nice. Will, what you got going on this year?
If it goes, as of right now, I got those two that are in the incubator that are due in like 30 days or so. I bought a het pied and a het lavender albino, and at some point in time, I'm not sure which one's which anymore. So I'm either got a bunch of pieds and 100% het pieds coming, or I've got 100% het pied, possible het lavender albinos coming. Hopefully, she looks like she's getting ready to lay. And then either ivories or freeways with. It was a super pastel vanilla yellow belly to a yellow belly / asphalt.
Oh, nice.
So it'll either be ivories in a combination of all that, or freeways in a combination of all that. And the other one, I'm not sure if she's going to go yet, because I bought two of them I got them both for $200 as yellow / asphalts. Well, since that podcast with Gavin, and he said how to tell the difference between them. I think the one that's close to ovulating is a yellow belly, so it's going to be a bunch of ivories. And the other one is an asphalt. I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
But
there you go. We shed test them.
Well, that's true. Or I can just breed them and figure it out that way.
Yeah.
And then if they go, I'll have some vanilla clowns that are 100% het hypo. Hopefully, because he's only 66% het clown. Some orange dream, super orange dream possible het hypos, 50%. Well, it's a het hypo, OD het hypo to OD pinstripe, and she looks like she might be getting ready to ovulate. And
Sweet.
Then I have a pastel clown that I put to my lesser 100% het clown. And I thought she had ovulated or was getting ready to ovulate, but now she's eating again, or the pinstripe was eating again. But she doesn't look fat at all. She just looks like normal. So I don't know if she's like getting ready to lay. Is she reabsorbed? Because she was last time Glenn was over 30, I think.
Yeah, she was close. Yeah, she was close. Now that blackhead pin that just laid, well, she actually went back on food for like 2 weeks, and then she went back off. So I mean, it's normal. It can happen.
Yeah.
She did take like 2 more meals and stuff, and then she went back off for whatever reason. And I thought she kind of like
I was mistaken. She hasn't eaten again. She's been off food for a while.
Balls in
Now,
here.
the pinstripe, the OD pinstripe, she went back on food, but I just was looking at her today, and she looks super bright. So I don't know if she's getting ready to ovulate, if that's the glow before the go stage, the glow stage there, or whatnot. But she went back on food, and she's been eating like every week. So I don't know. We'll see.
You need to come back over. You need to come back over there ultrasound.
I'm thinking about buying one.
You need to. It's good. Do you ultrasound, Dave?
Yes, I most certainly do.
See,
I say once you can get to a point where your animals pay for it, buy an ultrasound.
Right. You hear that, Car? Buy ultrasound. Car plays a guessing game. I don't play the guessing game anymore.
I gotta get an ultrasound.
Now, I will say I did miss her ovulation, the blackhead. Yeah. Now I thought she was ovulated the one day. It could have been, but I totally missed that. It wasn't as obvious as the first one, so that's something that I got to do better of, recognizing and checking on. So, but
I mean, if you just miss one day,
yeah, it doesn't take much. I had a feeling because she was still showing signs, and then she was flipping and she was nesting. I'm like, yeah, she's gonna go.
Yeah. So I got a question. And since you ultrasound, Dave, do you use convex or linear?
It's a linear probe.
That's what they say to use because it's easier.
I was gonna say that's what Billy uses, and
that's what I use. So, have you noticed a slowdown in your business, Dave? Like with the market and stuff? I know you do a lot of I know you do a lot of the deal of the days on your Facebook.
Yeah, those don't really draw much attention. I would say maybe a little bit, but this time of the year, it's pretty slow, anyways. But I would say, let's say as of last year, I've sold 152 animals since July of last year. I only have 18 left.
Right.
So I would say I've done pretty well. Usually I'm sold out before my first clutch hits the ground. And this was the most hatchlings I've ever had in a year to sell. So it's hard for me to say that because I pretty much sold out. I mean, I've got 16 tubs here that got animals in. That's it.
Freaking Paul says he is one of the best clients here right now. Like, you get me every time.
Oh, yes.
That's good old Paul.
Paul's my man.
That's funny. Dude. I'll tell you what. We'll do something for people right now. Hang on. For anyone that's watching. I still got her to my first clutch. Obviously, she is the Mojave Head Hypo Girl, sitting pretty solid, about 400 grams. Wow, anyone buys her or hits me up off Morph Market today, off this podcast, I'll knock off $50 off of her. And it is free shipping in that price. So go on my Morph Market, check her out. If you're interested, shoot me a message, and I'll knock off $50 for you. And she's already pretty solid. She's a little savage eater. Really great example of Mojave, guys. There's my deal of the day. There you go. How about that?
Good looking girl.
For sure.
I thought you were going to show us that new pickup.
I haven't got no new pickups.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We got no new pickups here. We still paying on shit. we got a big weekend Thursday, ain't that right, Car?
Oh yeah.
So, what Car's looking for? Oh, I tell you what, you want to talk about a new pickup? Car, what's your new pickup?
I
know that's what he's looking. I think that's what he's looking for.
Uh-oh. Spending all that money before Vegas? Oh, look at that.
Man. Oh, other way.
What is that?
Some Mojave chocolate hypo clown.
Woo! You're all right.
That hypo.
Mojave chocolate hypo.
That's surprising. Is that light with the chocolate in it?
Yeah.
Mojave.
Hypo helps with that.
Yeah.
See if I can- Yeah, there's a dorsal on it.
Beautiful snake.
Oh,
Nice.
It is pretty.
You bought anything this year on your winter downtime there, Dave?
Recently I picked up a trio of mahogany Het Lab stuff
Okay.
and a couple Visual Lab Het Pied stuff from Canova.
Oh, nice. LKB wants to know your most underrated code dom double recessive is what?
Underrated Kodam double recessive.
We'll probably codom in it with a double recessive or something, I would assume.
Anything G-Stripe Clown. I know it's new. People love it, man. That stuff is amazing. I took that project through the roof, the G-Stripe project through the roof. So it doesn't matter what. Work G-Stripe Clown. It's good to go.
yeah, those look awesome. I'm just now starting to try to work on the Clown Pied project.
Clown Pieds are nice. They're going to be hot now since Canova's been pushing them lately.
Right?
Anything he pushes is going to be hot.
Yep, that's all you got to do is wait till he pushes something. Unfortunately, by then you're already behind the ball.
That is true.
Now he was pushing that hypo DG stuff and that hypo stuff, and I've already been on it for a while.
Yeah.
So that was like one of my first pickups and stuff was hypo stuff. So like I got a lot of hypo stuff. So I was like, yeah, push that hypo stuff. Let's go.
Yeah, this is our first year, I think, that we're going to produce any hypo stuff.
I'm gonna have a
Been
lot.
growing up females for a couple of years.
A bunch of hats, hypo stuff.
Yeah, you have some head hypo. I know you bought that bell off of me.
Yep. And then I have that visual hypo that's 56% het clown. And then I just bought another hypo het pied female. So
I know Carr just got a nice pickup too that he's working on paying off for his Clown Pied project. But we're not gonna say that. We'll let him tell you that if he wants to tell you that. That ain't none of my business. You know. Spilling secrets over here.
Yeah.
That's what we do on the podcast, guys. Paul knows all about that. Have you ever had any problems shipping, Dave?
No. I mean, I've had animals delayed, but I've never
Right.
lost an animal in shipping.
Nice.
That's interesting. Like, I know I asked that because I know. Congratulations, Carr. I know you just shipped your first reptile. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big accomplishment. I have not done that yet.
One down.
I'll be shipping a couple out next week, I think.
Yeah. What are you shipping
Nice.
out next week?
That is it Anchi Fire Mojave Yellow Belly and the last one of my clutch from last year.
Oh, word.
They're the same person. They're going to Colorado.
Oh, are they? That's exciting. See, like, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to do a shipment. I haven't been able to do a shipment yet. So I've done
They
everything else.
just contacted me and said that their weather is looking good. So it's going to be a hub. So our weather next week is supposed to be like 65. And
I'll be in Vegas. I don't know.
No, the weekend after that.
No idea.
You'll be back by the time it's 60. It's Monday. It's supposed to be
Good.
like 60.
Oh, where'd it go? There it is. All right, real quick, guys. 500 subscriber giveaway information right here. Make sure you subscribe and tell a friend of a friend. I know that some people I know Will added a snake to this, and I want to say JP as well. GP, sorry, has added a snake to this as well, if I do remember correctly. So make sure you guys tell a friend of a friend.
A Mystic Russo is the one I said. I can get that out here.
When you produce those het zebras, freaking Paul over here, they're gonna be more than het zebras, buddy. And Carl already has dibs on those.
Yeah, I gotta get a pair.
He got dibs on those. That pair's already sold. The rest are mine.
Is it like
No.
What you got
Looks like a-
there? Oops. Clicking buttons. Oh, clicking buttons again on car.
No.
this is the snake I said I was putting up?
Oh, okay. That's
The
your.
bell.
All right, so this is one of the snakes that Will's giving away for the 500 subscriber giveaway. Even though you can't really see it, but there you go, it's a little bit better. Hell
It
yeah!
sounds like a whole snake.
What is it again?
Mystic Russo. It's a bell.
Let's show some pattern and stuff. It's not a complete bell, but
No, it looks like a dirty Super Mojave.
and is it a boy or a female?
A female. That is 7, probably close to 1,000 grams.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, that snake will be on the spin to win. Oops, clicking buttons again. Dang it. That's all right. I'm aiming for zebras soon, my friend, and jag. I want some jag too. I ain't gonna lie. I like jag. Well,
Jag's pretty cool.
I do like jag. It's nice. It brings in, like when it gets older, it brings in the greens a little bit. It kind of gives like a greenish tint. Kind of cool. Pretty dope. What's your most underrated Kodam gene, Dave?
Boy. Man. Probably, I don't know if it's the most underrated, but I really like the Huffman stuff. It's really nice when you put it with other stuff. Obviously, I always say the Lori stuff. It'll be cool this year to find out if Lori and Het Red Xanthic are the same thing or not.
That'd be interesting. I like HRA.
Yeah, so that's
some of it.
That girl just pre-lay shed. So hopefully we will find out this year for sure whether they're the same or not.
That'd be interesting. I have to keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, she's a Het Red Xanthic yellow belly, and I paired her to that Super Lori. So any supers we make should be able to take directly back to the dad and look at them side by side and see if they're identical or not.
Right.
So I have a sneaky suspicion they're not. I think they're similar, but I don't think they're the same, only because of things I've made. And then I see people who've made basically the same combos with the Het Red Xanthic stuff, and they just look a lot
different,
unlike. So I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. Anything's possible.
Let's see some of that. I know you work with Tri-Stripe, so I haven't really had anyone that's been on here that's worked with Tri-Stripe. Let's see what you got, Dave.
Oh, the only one I got for you.
If you had to get somebody in the Tri-Stripe project, where are you showing them?
I wanted to get in the Tri-Stripe.
I've been thinking about it. I never pulled the trigger on it.
I like the way they look.
Oops.
Here's an albino Tri-Stripe. It's a female we produced last year. And then I have this one. Where's he at? He's around here somewhere, right here. This one I did not produce, though. This one I did purchase to get some more visual stuff in. This is a butter Tri-Stripe.
Oh, that's nice. That's clean.
That is really cool.
That is really cool.
So I will say, next to this right here, if you like the Tri-Stripe stuff, push it into color jeans, not into pattern stuff, because I think you're going to destroy the Tri-Stripe pattern. And I don't know, for me, when I work stuff like this is what I want to see with different colors, so maybe Orange Dream will look good. Coral Glow probably look really good in it. I think Tri-Stripe Monarchs would look really cool. But, if you start putting stuff like, for instance, Lori, Black Pastel and all that, I have a feeling it's going to completely destroy the pattern. And in doing that, I think you take away the beauty of what the Tri-Stripe actually does. So,
I'm sure there is. Is there a Tri-Stripe Clown out there?
I don't know. I've never seen one. I would assume someone's probably made one, but I'm not sure.
That's kind of what I was wondering. That'd be kind of cool to see a tri-stripe clown.
See, my problem currently is until I had these two, I was working with all double hets. So I like I have an albino het tri-stripe male. I have an albino het tri-stripe female and a double het albino tri-stripe female. So that's what my breeding girls and the one male is. That albino tri-stripe is a female, so I got 2 years on her. And this male just got up to size to be able to start breeding. So I've got, once I get some more visuals and double visuals, I'm going to start putting them into other recessives. But I didn't want to do that with hets because I don't want to play that possible het.
Right, for sure. Did you do so when you first started, you went the het route. So you went cheaper kind of. You invested in more hets and stuff like that instead of probably buying, because I'm sure they were a little bit more, I'm sure your visuals were more expensive then.
Yeah, so when we bought, we kind of had a goal from the beginning, which was if we're going to buy visual recessives, we're going to make sure we try and buy what we want, like right off the bat, 2 gene, 3 gene visual recessive. I hate picking up like just a clown because it takes so long to put so much more into that project. So we did buy a lot of hets because we could buy 2-3 gene animals with 100% het, whatever it may be, tri-stripe or clown or hypo, and start building from there. But it's a long process when you do that.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try, if I get a recessive, I try to have at least one codom with it.
Yep.
At least, because like if you just sit there, now it doesn't always work out that way. Because like I said, some of them are kind of hard to find. Like the hypo puzzle girl I picked up or whatever. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna find a freaking codom with that. Like it's hard enough to find as it is. You know what I mean? So I mean, we'll see. I could just make my own, I guess. But it does suck. I know where you're coming from, man.
It's just a long process, and
It is a long process.
It's all an investment. I mean, the money every day for feeding and housing and space, etc., to grow them up. I mean, it adds up in the long run. Yeah,
that's why I had a couple of people like, "Oh, who are you hoping that sired that clutch?" I was like, "Well, if the clown sired, I'm probably going to keep most of the clutch for the hypo clown project. They're all going to be double heads. I don't have none. But if the leopard DG hypo boy sired it, I'll probably keep some." Like not all of them, but like maybe like 1 or 2, if that, and probably sell the rest depending on like what I hit. I mean, I got more DG hypo stuff than I do, hypo clown stuff. I don't have none.
Right.
And that was a part of doing that pairing. So he did pair up with another female. He did pair up with the super GHI hypo girl, but she also paired up to that leopard DG hypo boy too. So. We'll see. That was before he figured it out. He finally figured it out because it was the leopard DG hypo. He figured it out, and then she was earlier paired up to the super NG GHI hypo too. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch it up, and we went that way. So we'll see. It's going to be like one of those "Who's Your Daddy" years because of what I was trying to do and who at the time was pairing up and who wasn't.
Yep.
That kind of stuff.
We'll definitely have a bunch of those this year, probably too.
But it makes it fun. It makes it fun for egg cutting, though.
It does, as long as the 2 sires, potential sires, are different.
Yeah, they're completely different. Like next year is going to be leopard. You'll be able to figure out either they're all going to be 100%, or they're all going to be visual hypos, or they're not.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, this will be pretty easy to figure out. It'll be pretty fun. So. All right, well, I'm going to leave you with these two. We're going to let Carr and Will have the show for a little bit.
Back to you guys. What are your guys' biggest projects?
This year, right now, my biggest breeding I got going on is I got a freeway het clown to a highway het clown.
Okay.
I'm trying to go for some pavement clowns. Yep, that's the goal.
Holy cow.
Those are really neat. I chose the highway route mainly because that's what my original acid male was, is an acid highway. So that kind of pushed my project that way. But the pavements are really cool.
Yeah. Always want to try to make those. And other than that, I'm just kind of growing stuff up. I don't got like mini pairings going on this year.
Okay.
But next year I got the Wookiee stuff that I'll be pairing up and dreamsicles. I got a lot of dreamsicle projects I'm trying to work on.
Nice. Wookiee's really cool. I will say it's one project I haven't gotten into, but I do like it a lot. So
Right.
maybe one day I'll get into that. I don't know. We'll see.
Wookiee
I
clown.
was gonna say with that, do you have any genes that you aren't into yet that you want to get into or that you haven't pulled the trigger yet?
It's tough because we decided a couple of years ago we were going to stay in that 50 clutch a year basket.
Right.
So we just last year got thrown into the Dreamsicle project on accident. So I wasn't planning to get into Dreamsicles, but
that
now
was a surprise clutch, right?
yeah. So that
I'm not
girl,
figuring that.
yeah. So she originally came from Poland. She was part of that debunked black ball, red ball, the dyed snakes that guy had from years ago. And so she's a normal, is what she is. She was supposed to be double hat, black ball, red ball. I didn't purchase her from him. I purchased her from somebody here in the States who did buy her and a male and another female for some big money. So when I got her, she had been proven out to just be a normal. That was it. And last year was our first clutch with her, and it was a Parthenogenesis clutch, and we got Dreamsicles out of it.
Oh damn!
So I was like, okay, I've already worked in candy stuff. I'm already working albino stuff. I never wanted to work Dreamsicle stuff. And then when I saw one in my hand, I was like, well, looks like I'm going to start working this stuff because this is pretty freaking cool. So I think we're going to move all our albino stuff out and just stick with Dreamsicles and candies.
Yes. I'm not a fan. Albino stuff's kind of cool, but lavender is just so much better.
It is. It really is. When I got into it, I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing with everything in my life. I like old school stuff, old school cars, all that shit. So I kind of looked at like genetic stripe and albino was my first things I wanted. I wanted to try and keep some life into these old projects.
Right.
But then, yeah, you're right, man. The moment you get one of those Dreamsicles in your hands and you see the color in the lavender, you're like, holy crap, this is phenomenal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all of our albino stuff this year. Pretty much all of it's going to get sold. Breeder females, pretty much all of our males. And we're just going to move into candy and Dreamsicle stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to work Dreamsicle.
Yeah, I've been wanting. I know, Car. You have quite a bit of your Dreamsicle stuff, don't you, Car?
Yeah, I got the blackhead leopard lavender that's het pied, and then I got my Enchi yellow belly that's het for dream. So I gotta pair those two up next year.
I thought you.
And I also got a Dreamsicle. Got Dreamsicle male.
You gotta have Enchi in that though.
Yep, I got the Enchi yellow belly.
You gotta have Enchi in the Dreamsicles for sure.
Yeah.
See, I dislike Enchi. I really do.
You're not an Enchi fan?
I'm not. I'm not. I never have been an Enchi fan. So I don't have much Enchi at all here.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
It does have its downplay because it does reduce the pattern quite a bit. It's good in pied because it brings.
I was gonna say, in pied, I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It keeps as much pattern as possible. And I personally like higher to mid pattern pieds. I don't see the draw for a low white pied. Otherwise, I'd just make an ivory or a bell. But other than that, I don't really need Enchi. I don't personally. I don't know. I don't care for it.
No,
not really.
I got some.
I know a lot of people love it, and it's fine. I mean, that's great. I've never been a fan of it. I think in some things it's almost a necessity. I think Enchi does pretty well in sunset, but I think it also will do better if you have other genes that help break up that dark grittiness that Enchi gives it.
Yes, it is.
So I think that's probably to me. Enchi kind of, I know it's supposed to be a brightening gene or a cleanup gene, but I think it's just the opposite. A lot of things I've produced at Enchi, it's got that rusty, dirty kind of look to it, and I don't like it.
No, you got that. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Car was assisting that Enchi. What was it? An Enchi hat or something?
Yeah.
Ended up dying on him. Finally.
Yeah. Enchi had albino.
I think this clutch, dude. This whole clutch, because like that one egg's kind of small, but the veins weren't very strong on it. So if it does survive, I might be in that same boat, dude. I might be doing some assist feeding too, because that's a small egg. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
They usually take off.
What was that?
So they usually take off after
that one did not for Car. How many times?
Some don't. I agree. Some don't.
That's crazy.
For the most part, they typically will after 1 or 2 assist feeds.
Yeah, I think you spent like 10 times, Car?
Yeah, 10 times at least. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. That's rough.
That is rough. That's very rough. Like, do a lot of time and patience and work. And
I'd always try to feed him live, too. Like little small ones. He still wouldn't eat it. And, yeah.
Kicked it, finally. That's nice, man. Well, it happens, dude.
Yeah.
It happens. It is what it is. Part of breeding. You get the ugly, the bad, and the good. That's why I want to talk. I mean, you ever had anything, like, you ever have a high dollar clutch die on you, Dave?
You mean like after hatching?
Yeah, or just like during incubation or anything? You ever have anything that was like, you know?
I've had a couple high dollar animals not make it. Last year I had what was it? I think it was a Enchi pinstripe yellow belly or gravel calico that didn't make it. Or not Enchi, sorry, acid pinstripe yellow belly or gravel and calico. So it was a 4-gene animal, and it just didn't make it. I must have tried assist feeding it a dozen times, and it just finally one day I went in there and it was dead.
That sucks.
So yeah, I've had a couple that just haven't made. I had a was it 2 years ago when we made our first albino tri-stripe? It would eat and then it would regurgitate afterwards, and I think I had either like an enlarged heart or something, and it eventually died.
Yeah, that could be rough. I'm sure it'll happen to me eventually.
Yeah, eventually it happens to everybody, I think.
Right, it'll happen to me eventually. I'm like, man, that sucks.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for anyone that's just starting out?
I think the biggest thing I tell everybody is take it slow. Like, and I don't necessarily mean like don't go ham and buy stuff, but buy the right stuff.
Right.
You know, same with your racks, same with your equipment, you know, your thermostats. Just take your time and buy the right stuff the first time, because even though, like I did it, I bought a bunch of PVC racks, and I mean, I always bought Herbstats, but I always had PVC racks in the beginning. And even though I could sell them, I never recouped my money. And in the long run, when I had a whole wall of them and I added up the price of everything, I could have just bought an ARS rack that had taken up less space.
Yep.
And I could take any one of these racks and get 95% of the value right back out of it today. No problem. They'll resell, no problem, at almost full price. The PVC stuff won't. Right. So, I mean, it's fine if that's what you want to have. You know, and same with the animals, though. Just wait and buy the right animals instead of always trying to, I'll make it. Because by the time you make it, you're going to be years behind everybody else. Not that you have to chase tails, because that's not what I'm trying to say. But if there's a project you like, go for that project.
Right, and just hit that, but just buy the visual instead of the head, or, you know.
Or buy 100% head instead of the possets. And just,
right, you get burned like you did.
Yep, I could have bought 2 female visuals for all the money I spent.
Damn.
In those hats. And I wouldn't be 4 years behind.
Further ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, 5 years. I've yet to produce one sunset, so I'm 5 years behind.
Until you finally bought one.
Yep.
Actually, you bought two.
I bought two.
You
I
bought
mean,
two.
it's been 2 years since I bought the first one, but they just now got up to size. So
that's crazy. That sucks, dude. It's not as bad as Antoine though. Antoine spent what was the car like 30 grand in the desert?
30 grand. Yep.
On the desert
first
project
came out.
where he figured out before it came out that it was infertile. So it was like, ouch.
That's a big ouch.
That's a big ouch.
That's a big ouch.
That's a big ouch.
I agree
what
with
about
that.
the scaleless? What about scaleless stuff?
See, I never got into scaleless anyhow, but like they were big money
No.
back in the day, and now they're not worth anything, right?
Yeah, I sold all mine. I
Did you?
produced a bunch and I sold them all finally.
Yeah, I never was even interested in the scaleless stuff because I was just like, nah. Like I've heard stories about how much of a pain in the ass they were and stuff. So
Have they actually proven that they're infertile yet?
From what I have found out, they have proven to not lay eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that they're infertile. From what we can, I don't know, but from what I heard, they build follicles and they get like almost all the way up to ovulation time, and then they just don't lay eggs. They don't ovulate. So I don't know if that happens. Was it the keratin or whatever that they don't have because of the scales? Don't know what it is, but there have been multiple clutches of scaleless females that have made it 20 plus millimeter follicles and then just not ovulate and produce eggs.
were they just infertile or they just not?
I don't know if it's that they just can't produce the shell, so they don't ovulate or what. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever, I think you'd have to probably dissect an animal and find out at that stage what's going on there. I don't know.
That's crazy. Because how much were those things going for back in the day? Like about like 2008, like when you started, and they were going for big money, weren't they?
Not when I got into them. I mean, they kind of were. I didn't buy any full scaleless. I made all mine, but when I was selling them, I was selling them for like $3 grand and above.
That's still pretty pricey.
Yeah, for like just a pastel scaleless.
For a snake is, I mean, even $1,000 for a snake is kind of pricey. You know what I mean? Like, money's not cheap. I mean, market wise, it's not. That's not nothing. It's not one of those ones that are like, wow. But like, if you're in a pet side or just start, $1,000 is still $1,000.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think most expensive one I sold was a Bell scaleless, and I think I sold it for like $4 grand.
Damn. That's what's up, though.
Yeah, that was a beautiful animal. But I was like, I saw the writing on the wall. I've been talking to people who are like this close to potentially making females with eggs, and I was like, doesn't look good. So I just sold them all off. All my scales had stuff, everything. Sold it all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was the right call on that. So
if I could get people to understand how nice the scaleless head stuff was, though, it's an amazing gene. It brightens up really nice. It kind of twists the pattern a little bit, but I think the problem is everybody looks at the super as a dead end.
Right.
So you just don't want to even deal with the heterozygous version. But the scaleless, I had a GHI Mojave scaleless head. If I put that into a GHI Mojave normal, non-scaleless head side by side, that scaleless head would be glowing compared to the other animal. They could be the same age, same size, everything. You will definitely see a difference. They look so much better. But I just knew that it was going to be a tanked idea, so I just got rid of all the scaleless head stuff too.
Do you see? All right. So with that, do you see any other stuff that's just going to tank? That's going to end up tanking in the future? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think there's anything that big that's that, I'll say, controversial right now. Like it couldn't be. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan, a huge non-fan of the monsoon stuff.
I'm not either.
I don't like.
I think they're beautiful. Give me a monsoon.
Yeah, they're nice.
I love it. They're absolutely beautiful, but it does nothing with anything else from what we've seen yet.
No.
It is too overpowering. It destroys every possible combo, in my opinion.
Yep. You cannot like a Mojave, like leopard doesn't even do anything to it.
No, it makes it a little bit dizzier, but you can't tell it's leopard if you don't know what you're looking at. You can't tell.
I'm not spending freaking 30, 40 grand, 20 grand for a monsoon when I could take that and spend that on something else.
Agreed. Yeah, and I think
I agree 100%. I've had that conversation.
I think that's the way we have to take all of our projects.
Oh wow! I thought you were making fun of zebra.
No, I'm saying you could spend 10.
Yeah, you could go spend. Yeah, you can spend 20 grand on a zebra.
Yeah.
That and actually, you guys, speaking of which, because she just shedded. We'll show her.
Show her off.
You want to see what the zebra looks like with age?
Sure.
Here we go. Zebra looking good. Nice deep, rich blacks. And she's getting big. Gorgeous snake. At the belly.
Man, that's a Mackenzie.
Not even close. Not even fucking close, dude.
I know. I had to say it though, because somebody would.
Yeah. People can have their opinions though.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Not a person, it's not.
No.
So yeah, she's pretty. She's growing pretty nice. So I can't wait for that one. She should be ready this fall. She's already sitting at I think like 1,300 grams. She's just a little monster eater.
Yeah, she's
nice.
She's a little garbage disposal.
That thing is a mean eater.
Yeah, she'll freaking you just throw a rat like it's gone. Like she'll hit it right now. Like there's times like the rat hasn't even hit the ground yet and it's gone. I'm like, damn.
Those are the best feeders. Love
They're
that.
the best feeders, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the zebra russos are nice too. I don't like pastel in it. I don't care what people say. I'm not a pastel.
You don't like pastel.
Like people are like, oh, pastel puzzle. I get no. Hell no.
But you don't like pastel and anything really.
I do. DG, yes, I like it in DG. It does make DG better. Clown, no.
This looks horrible in clown.
Yeah, I mean puzzle, it's okay, but honestly I'm working the lemon pastel side of it more to get more of the yellows in it and stuff like that because I got that girl. So I'm trying to keep the regular pastel. I'm not trying to cross pastel lines or anything like that. So I got a lemon pastel girl. I still need a male, but that, and I'd also say, I mean, I don't have any hypo pastels. I can't really say anything with that because I haven't seen it. I don't have it.
I have a pastel cypress hypo.
Do you?
Looks pretty nice.
See, but hypo makes things better.
Yeah, hypo does.
Hypo honestly does. Like it's kind of it's interesting because I do have some nice hypo stuff, and they actually have aged really well. Like the blackhead pin hypo I just got done laying. Like she was really darkish, kind of dirt, and she just got better with age and aging. She grew up nice.
That's a beautiful snake.
Yeah. So we'll see. Time will tell. So, but I'm about that time limit. So it was nice joining you guys. Thank you for joining the podcast. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. So, Dave, thank you for coming on.
Hey, appreciate you offering me up.
We'll probably end up doing another breeder free for all at some point because that was quite successful last time. That was pretty fun, actually. I think we had like 10 of us on there. So that was pretty fun. So until then, I know that me and Carr have a big week. Me and Carr are going to Vegas. Yeah. Me and Carr will be in Vegas next weekend, so we won't be doing no podcast or anything like that. We'll be on vacation. So until then, you guys, hope you guys enjoy. Follow the Instagram. Follow Dave. You're on Instagram now too, aren't you?
Yep. Instagram, Facebook. You find me anywhere just about. YouTube.
There you go. Follow them. Follow Carr and follow Will on Instagram as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're out, guys. See you.